Yes, welcome to another episode of this little pinball guide. And this is like the perfect example of what can happen. This is like something totally unexpected for me right now. And yeah, I mean, this is a problem that I have right now. So it told me that one thing at the captive balls doesn't work, and basically all the 4 E.O.S switches for all 4 flipper fingers don't work anymore. So yeah, this gives me the chance to try to figure out what the problem is and take you along with me so that you can be part of this whole search and this whole process. Maybe it will be something really easy. I think maybe there is just a loose contact or a cable or something like this, or maybe a broken fuse, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I think it has something to do with a loose cable. I think so. But yeah, we will see. Let's go and search for the reason. So as you can see, I've already been doing a little research here, trying to figure out what the problem is, or not research, but I tried to figure out what the problem is with the E.O.S switches, why they don't work. And the thing is this, right now I have the solution. I found out what the problem is. And instead of showing you everything that I have done to get to the point where I found out about it, because that would be definitely too long and it would be too confusing and stuff like this. So I just want to tell you what the problem is and how I found out about this problem. But the thing is, I know what the problem is, why the E.O.S switches don't work, but I still don't know why captive ball number 3 doesn't work, why the switch for the captive ball number 3 doesn't work. So yeah, let's get things started and let me tell you how I found out about it and what the problem really is. So again, this is one of the E.O.S switches that isn't working. So the thing is this, what is the first thing that we know? We know all 4 E.O.S switches don't work anymore. So this already tells me one thing. The switches the switches aren't broken. That's the first thing that tells me, if one E.O.S switch doesn't work, that probably means that the switch itself is broken or there is a problem with the switch itself. But the chances that really all 4 of them stop working at the same time, this tells me that the problem isn't the switch itself, it has something to do with something else. So what is the first thing that you have to do? So the first thing we have to do is check out the wiring. We have to check out if all the wires are still attached. So this one is attached, this one is attached. So then we are, it's hard to see, but here we have those ones. They are still attached. And what have we here? Down here, those 2 are still attached. and those are still attached. So yeah, this already tells me, okay, they are attached. So what else could be the problem? Maybe they aren't attached correctly. Maybe there is some problem with this soldering point, or I don't know how to say it, but with the connection. So let's just try the function. And to do that, we use a little thing. I don't even know what the name is in English, but where did I put it? Let me show you. So this is basically the thing that we want to use. I don't know how you call this stuff in English, but basically what it is, there are batteries inside and the cable goes out here, and you know, if you put this stuff, if you put those two things together, the light will glow, and you know that the electricity is flowing. So, and that's how we can test a few connections and cables, and you know, in this case, the E.O.S switches. So it gets really tough for me to film that stuff, but yeah, you have to test this stuff when the pinball machine is turned off. So yeah, what we want to do is we want to put one end on this side and the other end on the other side, and when we close the switch, the light should glow. So we just try to get that, and as you can see, the light is glowing, so this means the switch is still working and the contacts are also still working. And you have to do this with all 4 switches to make sure that the cables are really connected to the switch. So that's the first thing. So what is the next thing that you should do? The next thing is you should check out all the wires and cables. If you find any loose wires, cables, or plugs or anything like this, I know it looks a little bit chaotic, but you know, I tell you, you will definitely get a hold of it and figure that out. So let's see if we find anything that is loose or that isn't connected anywhere. Oh, look at this. There is a plug that isn't connected somewhere. But you know, the thing is this, I already know that this isn't a problem. And I don't know why they installed that cable, because there isn't anything where I can put this one in. It's totally normal that it's hanging there. It's just not used. So I know that this isn't the problem. But, you know, maybe in your case it is the problem. You know, it's just normal that this thing is hanging here in the in this Judge Dredd pinball machine. So let's continue our search and see if we can find anything. Oh, see, there is another one, and it's also using black cables, just like the E.O.S switches. But the thing is this, I also know that this is also totally normal that this thing is hanging here. So there is nothing where I can put this one in, and everything used to work. You know, sometimes that is a little bit suspicious. You know, if there's plugs hanging around not being used, but still everything works. I don't know why they even installed those things, but other Judge Dredd owners told me that it seems to be totally normal that this thing is just dangling there and not doing anything. So let's continue our search. Let's just put the cables a little bit in place. So what's this? Oh, look what we have here. A loose cable. So what is this cable doing? I mean, it is an orange cable, and those E.O.S switches use orange cables, but you know that there are always orange cables connected to those E.O.S switches. So I don't know. Does it have something to do with it? Well, maybe there is a way to find out about this, but we keep in mind there was an orange cable that was loose. So what else can we check out right now? Yes, I know it's blurry, but that's part of this video. So I know that I already told you one of the most important things is that you have the original manual. And what is really helpful for this problem is something that is also in the original manual, but in this case there's also this piece of paper. It's not really paper, but it's just hanging here. I don't know if the previous owner put it in or the manufacturing company. So this is just one page, some kind of like one page of the manual, and it tells us all those different things, like Selenium table. This is the lamp matrix that tells you where and how those lamps and lights are connected. So here we have the fuse list, so it tells you the number of the fuses and what kind of a fuse it is in case one of those fuses break down. Here we have all the different boards from this pinball machine and also the position of the fuses on each board. So the fuses, those are those little things right here. So, but this is the thing that is really important for us right now, the switch matrix, because it looks like everything is fine when it comes to underneath the play field except for this orange cable. So let's see if there is anything wrong with the board or with the plug. Maybe the plug is used or anything, the plug is loose or anything like this. So yeah, let's see if those things have something together. So there's already captive ball number 3. And yeah, let's just get a little bit better focus. Okay, so there we have captive ball number 3. And this list tells me that captive ball number 3 is connected to a green-blue cable. And it is positioned on plug J207, pin number, I think is it 8? No, pin number 6. Yeah, hard to tell right now. But yeah. So what else? The E.O.S switches. So we see that they don't have anything in common with, so they aren't connected in the same row or in the same column or anything like this. So, but the E.O.S switches are the most important thing because they can really make damage. So those E.O.S switches, they are connected to black-green cable, black-blue, stuff like that. So yeah, and it is connected to plug number J906. So all you have to do is go here, focus, go here, and search for plug number J906. So how do we do that? So when you have a plug, I think I have to zoom again, or I have to focus, let's say focus on not zooming. So yeah, you see that there is a number J107, so this is plug number J107. So yeah, this tells you the number of the switches is always underneath or above the plugs. The number of the plugs is always close to the plug. So I already know where it is, up here. That's where it is. Right there, J906. So that's this plug right here. So what do we have to do right here, right now? So one thing that you can do is check the fuses, if you see if they burned or something like this. So maybe this could also solve the problem if you replace a broken fuse. But in this case, all the fuses are still working fine. So what else can we do? We know there is this orange cable right here, and we know that we found a loose orange cable somewhere in the cabinet. So let's see if the electricity goes from this orange cable to this loose orange cable. You know, you can also test the other cables, but since we already found a loose orange cable, that's the one that we want to test right now. So this right now is something really difficult to film. I don't even know if my head is in the video. But here we have this loose orange cable. We have the cable of this thing right here. So I'm going to put this one together with this one. So, and I'm going to put this one on the plug in the cabinet and see if it works. I mean, you probably don't see it right now because it's outside the frame, outside the frame. So maybe I should try to do it the other way around. So put this one right here and this one to the plug. And as you can see, it lights up. So this tells me that the cable or the electricity or the signal, whatever you call it, goes from the plug, from the circuit board, from the plug down here into this cable, into this loose cable. So yeah, no wonder that the E.O.S switches don't work. So this already solves the problem, or this already tells me the problem of the E.O.S switches. It still doesn't tell me anything about why the switch for captive ball number 3 doesn't work, but at least I know why the E.O.S switches don't work. So now we have to fix this problem. So in order to fix this problem, we have to figure out where exactly this orange cable should go, where I have to put it. So yeah, let's find out. So in order to know where this orange cable needs to go, you have to take your manual. I mean, this time I have the PDF version, and you have to go to the flipper circuit diagram, and we know we want to get plug number J906, and the orange cable, it goes to the lower right flipper. So this tells me that I have to connect this cable to the lower right flipper first. So yeah, I will do it and I will show you the result and we will see if it works or not, because right now as I'm filming this, I know what the problem is, but I still haven't solved the problem yet. So yeah, this orange cable has to go to the lower right flipper. So I'll just connect the cable and yeah, we will see if it worked. Okay, so here we are. I put the cable back in place. Yeah, now, I mean, apparently it doesn't really matter where this orange cable originally goes, you know. As long as all the flipper fingers are connected with this thing, because I think this is obviously the power or something like this. So as long as all the 4 flipper fingers are connected with it, it works fine. So let's just go to the menu, tests, and contacts, and then I just move the flipper fingers and you can see it tells me left flipper E.O.S, right flipper E.O.S, upper left flipper E.O.S, and upper right flipper E.O.S. So everything works fine again. Yay! And this captive ball problem, well, apparently this contact for the captive ball isn't really broken. I mean, let's see if I can get it. Damn it. See, it also works, but I haven't done anything, and it's like the same problem that I already told you on the Demolition Man pinball machine. If there are certain targets that you didn't hit in a long time, it assumes that maybe this contact might be broken or something like this, which kind of confuses me because in the last game, before I realized all those problems, I hit all 3 captive balls and I secured Meteor Island. The crazy thing is I haven't hit this target in a long time because it's really hard to hit, but it didn't report this. But yeah, everything works fine, and we have just solved another problem in our pinball machine. Yeah. So see you next time. Feel free to leave a comment, feel free to subscribe. There will be more pinball videos. Also in the future, I promise there will be a few interesting videos and gameplay videos and stuff like this. So it's not going to stay like this, that there won't only be pinball guide videos. There will also be other pinball related videos. It's just, that's just the way it is. Okay, see you next time. Bye.